die Zeit geachtet. Muss auch ein bisschen aufpassen wegen den Episoden. Ah, ich will die Box da.
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Have you heard about any blackmail going on in this hospital?
Blackmail? Nonsense.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Du kleiner, schmieriger Lappen. Erst mal ausgewaschen.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Have you heard any talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland. Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Have you heard talk of any blackmail here at the hospital?
No, nothing.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Ich kümmere mich darum, dass er gesund wird, definitiv.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Have you heard rumors about blackmail in this hospital?
No?
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Frag ihn doch selber.
Have you heard rumors of blackmail going on in this hospital?
Dr. Reed, are you trying to take advantage of me?
Of course not, Mrs. Goswick. I'm just curious.
Well, go be curious somewhere else, please.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I will not let you down, my boy. You always do the worst to calm the children. As for me, what a blundering.
Der Bademantel ist echt nicht gerade der beste
Good evening, Miss Howard.
Kleidung.
How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark. Good
I
evening.
need blood.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
I'll leave you.
Die sind alle unbrauchbar, die Leute.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Why do you feel responsible for the injury, Thomas? What really happened?
I wasn't disfigured by any German shells. It happened during my leave. It was an accident.
Tell me what really happened then.
I went with a whore in Rouen. Dead drunk I was. The hotel was a shithole. There was a fire that night.
Did you start the fire? Were you trying to avoid going back to the front? That's not uncommon, you know.
No. It's just that I was asleep when the flames reached the room. The girl was long gone. Bitch never woke me up. Left me to burn.
Why lie about it?
Come on. It's one thing to come back disfigured by the Germans, and it's another to get injured in an accident that could have happened to anybody.
You know you can't hide forever. One day you'll have to face your loved ones. Until that day, you have no chance of real recovery.
My friends all died in the trenches. It's shameful enough to be alive with these stupid scars. I don't want my children to see me like this.
You told me before you don't want your children to see you like this. Do you have any other family?
My sister Agatha has raised me nippers since their mother died. Don't want them to look at me like this.
How could children despise their father injured in the war?
What do you think? They saw me once. Like poor angels left the room crying. They keep on having nightmares every week, my sister told me.
Your sister's not a child. I'm sure she has nothing but respect for a wounded soldier, and you are her brother.
You don't know my sister Agatha. She may be young, but she's all discipline and morality. If she ever found out what really happened...
She doesn't have to know.
She's a sly one, my sister. One day she'll find out the truth and knock 7 bells out of me. Nah. I'm better off here.
Have you heard rumors of underhand dealings in the hospital?
If you want to know what's going on here, you better talk to Miss Jones. She knows everything. Especially what she shouldn't.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
So many deaths.
Damn.
Not of my own doing.
Here again.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. I feel better
Verlass
already.
das
Can I go
Krankenhaus.
soon?
Ich brauch dich hier nicht.
Goodbye, Mr.
On every street corner. The daily routine.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
I need blood.
I'll leave you.
Okay, über die weiß ich leider noch nicht so viel.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Über die habe ich auch alles. Sehr
Goodbye,
schön.
Nurse.
Es ist schön, wenn man alles über die Leute weiß. Das macht so vieles leichter.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
Ja, sie will ja zurück zu ihrer Familie.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in this hospital?
There are a lot of secrets round here. I'm not surprised someone tried to make money from them.
What kind of secrets?
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reed. If you want to know more, you better talk to Harriet Jones. She's the oldest patient here.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
Hey, Doc.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on in the hospital?
Blackmail? That's not my style. Too risky. The black market, though. Now that's where the money is.
I'll leave you. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Die schon wieder.
Goodbye, Nurse.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfields, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Ah, die Vampyrin.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Pardon my boldness, Your Ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Ausnahmsweise. Erst Arbeit, dann Bezahlung.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Okay. Dann schauen wir mal, wo ich die den Patient Jones. Ach da! Sonst habe ich jeden. Da ist er. Jetzt kann ich hier, jetzt darf ich hier rein. Okay. Die ältere Dame war wohl hier tatsächlich mit einem bestimmten Grund hier. Sie hat ein Poster. Okay. Offenbar ihr Lieblingstheater.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm. madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. Oh, I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones.
Das
You've
weiß ich
given me
schon.
something to go on.
Also das ist keine
See you
neue
on the
Info,
next
sorry,
round.
Dame. So, dann geht's mal weiter.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. Daily ruse.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones.
Musste ich leider.
Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Jetzt sag doch einfach die Wahrheit.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Da muss ich halt doch mit dem Milton sprechen.
Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Anderes wäre. Ja. Okay.
Goodbye, Milton.
Die Schwester, die müsste hier irgendwo sein, da ist sie. Ne, das ist der Arzt.
By this horrifying epidemic.
Na, wo ist sie jetzt schon wieder, die Geisterfrau? Wer ist das denn? Ach, das ist die Frau.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Mhm.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Hm.
Goodbye,
Die
nurse.
ist sehr, sehr verdächtig. Ah, da ist er ja.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but... well, we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend. This is a dangerous part of town. What are you doing here?
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital. We both need help. Treatment, I mean. To get some sleep. Just need to feel better, sir.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's best friend. We served in the same regiment, sir. Taken care of each other since we came back from the front.
Überzeugt mich noch nicht.
What can you tell me about your friend?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together. Oswald is nervous and quite fragile since we came back from the war.
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
Ich hoffe mal nicht, dass der Typ, der abgestochen worden ist.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Ah.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Ja, war klar, dass die Dorothy Dreck am Stecken hat. Verdammt nochmal. Ausgerechnet die Hauptärztin. Ja, wo ist die hin? Wie bin ich durch die Tür gekommen? 1600 EP. Dann folgen wir den Kerl mal. Ja, toll. Der wurde gefressen.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Vielleicht soll ich auf die Sense gehen. Wollte ich nicht. Ich wollte nicht mein System benutzen. Gewöhnliche Stachelkeule. Mein Serum benutzt so einen Scheiß. Ich wollte eigentlich die Waffe wechseln. Wie kann ich denn die Waffe wechseln? Das wurde mir leider nicht gezeigt. Ach so. Das musst du warten.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Band des Drachen. Mit Blick auf die Bruderschaft von St. Paulus Dollar rate ich dazu, diesen selbsternannten Gefährten sehr argwöhnisch gegenüberzustehen. Ja, die meisten von ihnen sind tatsächlich umgänglich und respektvoll, wenn sie sich uns nähern, aber es wäre töricht für einen verschworenen Kreis wie den Ascalon Club, offen über unsere Ziele, Mitglieder und Bräuche zu erzählen. Ich möchte all unsere Mitglieder daran erinnern, dass die Bruderschaft selbst alt genug ist, um eine geheimnisvolle Tradition zu pflegen. Laut einigen Informationen könnte eine dieser Traditionen ein Ritus namens der Bann des Drachen sein. Es scheint, als würden die Brüder von St. Paulus, wenn sie auf einen besonders gewalttätigen oder blutrünstigen Unsterblichen treffen, diesen Fluch anwenden. Was er genau ist, ich weiß es nicht. Existiert er wirklich? Ich weiß es auch nicht sicher. Ich weiß allerdings, dass sicher, was immer ein feindlicher, rachsüchtiger Vampir London heimsuchte, verschwand er spurlos, nachdem die Bruderschaft den Fluch gegen ihn richtete. Der treue Fergal Bansha war selbst nie dumm genug, die Bruderschaft offen zu provozieren. Die Lektion, die wir lernen müssen, ist, werdet nie von der Bruderschaft als Drachen angesehen. Die Gesetze von Ascalon. Ein erster Brief. Okay. Da lang kann ich, aber ich muss erstmal wahrscheinlich zu dem Typen. Ist die Tür offen? Oh, wollte ich nicht. Verdammt. Das wollte ich nicht. Ich muss runter, ne?
Don't want to die here. I want to see the sky, feel the fresh air.
So, wer bist du?
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Oh, toll.
What sort of creature is this?
Bitch slap. Boah. Steh auf. Ach, come on. What the fuck? erstmal heilen. Ah, keine Ausdauer mehr wieder. Das ist unfassbar. Ei. Ach, der Scheiße. Nicht aufgepasst. Oh, keine Ausdauer mehr. Nicht aufgepasst. Jetzt habe ich ihn. Ah.
Here's what's left of him.
Sind Sie krank, Mettellos? Werden Sie auch sein, wo Sie auch herkommen mögen? Suchen Sie Dorothy auf, um Hilfe zu bekommen. Keine Tricks, keine Kosten, keine Fragen. Suchen Sie einfach Darius Petreschus Haus auf und zeigen Sie diesen Gutschein vor. Daka Sunteli Volnav Shi Nu Aveti Bani. Origine artifici de Orionde ali ativeni. Dorothea va poate aiuta. Nueste pacalea gratuli discret. Venici la casa lui Darius Petrescu tu asses cupo.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Halt es mich auch?
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
Ja, wissen wir. Ich habe auch Blutdurst. Aber ich rede nicht die ganze Zeit darüber. Da lang kann ich ja leider nicht, ne? Nee. Es war einfach nur um zu beobachten. Okay, ich brauche mehr Blut.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Ich muss erstmal Level-Ups machen. Das ist schon der dritte Boss gewesen. Mal herstellen. Das bleibt. Ich kann leider nichts gegen Bronchitis oder so machen. Okay. Kann ich was aufrüsten? Ah ja, Stufe 3. Ah ne, halt. Gewöhnlicher Griff brauche ich noch. Machete kann ich leider nichts mehr machen, ne? Flock kann ich auch nichts machen. Die könnte ich verbessern. Pistolen habe ich halt noch nicht benutzt. Oh, die macht Schocken. Naja. Level up. Was ist das? Ah, Heilung. Boah, 13er Punkte, aber das bringt mir halt eben mehr Heilung. Das ist schon was. Mehr Blut. Wissenschaft, mehr Sera, Anzahl der Kugeln. Bis jetzt brauche ich noch nicht. Das erhöhe ich mal, mehr Bisskraft. Mehr Blut. Körper. Durchhaltevermögen. Erhöht deine Ausdauer. Mehr Gesundheit. Hier, Schattennebel tue ich auch mal erhöhen. Ah, mir fehlen Punkte. Ah, verdammt. Biss. Oh ja, warum nicht? Dass ich mich gleichzeitig heile bei Biss, dann machen wir das so. So. Wunderbar. Ja. Und der Rest kann erstmal warten. Der nächste Punkt geht erstmal auf Physik, auf genau, machen wir so. Ja, passt. Ich bin noch neu als Vampir. Das dauert noch ein bisschen, bis ich da reinkomme. Genauso viel Leben wie Ausdauer, das ist gut. Das ist sehr gut. Das ist nur Harriet Jones. Ich suche den Kerl. Da ist er.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
We fought for England, but England won't fight for us.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher. Do you feel any better now?
Yes. This neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
As a soldier, you're expected to kill the enemy to survive. Guilt is a powerful emotion and could lead to feelings of suffocation and oppression.
My God, you're so wrong. Believe me, I would kill if it happened again. Violence is part of who I am.
Verdammt. Ich hätte doch die Kindheit machen sollen.
Do you want to know an irrational fear?
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you...
As a soldier...
Mike.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher.